But we are going to Robert Black in Hartford, Connecticut, and to hear the world premiere of Potter's Wheel by Jakhongir Shukur. And then we'll be speaking with both Robert and Jakhongir, and John will be back during the course of this doing interviews, but I don't think we're going to see you again directly. So it's been
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a little bit later when we bring Will in.
I'm
okay.
gonna cry.
And let's go to Robert Black in Hartford, Connecticut, and hear some music. Hear the first of 16 premieres, and let's go. Hello. Wow.
Hey.
That was just amazing.
That was really beautiful.
What a great way to
All the
start
way
the
from
day.
Tashkent.
Well, no, all the way from Hartford.
Oh, yes, you're right. Via Tashkent. Yes, you're
But
right.
one thing we're doing differently today than we've done in the past is that, these commissions and these performances have been a lot of matchmaking, finding people, composers in one place and performers in another place. And we decided that today, as much as possible, we're going to try to see both the composer and the performer. So that means we're going to be able to talk to both of them about what it was like to work together. But it also means, due to the vagaries of the way the internet works, that we're going to have to kill a little time here after each performance. So while we're waiting for Robert to put down his bass and wipe off his brow, and while we're waiting for Jakhongir to comb his hair, so that's something that's going to happen all day.
Well, while we're waiting, I just want to thank Liz and Greg Lutz again, and Pamela Drexler for commissioning that piece. I want to thank everyone who's bought a ticket today. I want to thank everyone who's awake. Let us know what you think about this early start time. And to everyone who hasn't bought a ticket, thank you in advance for buying a ticket later during the course of this. It's really great support for musicians, composers all over the world, keeping the music alive. We're so happy to start this. Oh wow, yes, we have people.
Jakhongir,
Yes,
Oh,
congratulations.
Jakhongir, nice to see you.
that was
Robert.
beautiful.
Hey, Jakhongir, everybody. Nice to see you all.
Hello, David. Hello,
Well, while
Michael.
we're waiting,
That was absolutely fantastic. So beautiful, such a beautiful piece. Jahangir, you wrote this piece for Robert. I know you know Robert. I believe Robert's been to Tashkent at least a few times. How was the process of making the piece with Robert?
So thank you very much one more, and hello also to Robert, and thank you very much for your fantastic performing. Uh, yes, the idea of this piece is very simple, and I will try to talk very shortly about it. And Robert is he's a very close friend of Omnibus Ensemble from Uzbekistan, and we invited him to our projects several times. Each time before the rehearsal, he begins individual practice, gradually changing the technique of the left and right hands, and begins to reproduce different sounds on the double bass. And double bass gradually turning into another instrument with amazing sonic colors. I always follow this moment with great interest, and because at this moment you can visit the world of new sound of Robert Black. When I got a letter with offer to write a new piece for Robert, I simply divide into his sound world, and to try to build one of the possible structures out of these sounds. That's why I would say that this piece was written more personally for Robert than just for double bass, I think.
It sounds like it. It sounds like you know him and you know how to make him sound good, you know. Sometimes I couldn't tell if he was a bass player or if he was a drummer, you know.
Maybe, yeah. Yes, because Robert has very wide repertoire, and there is not just string piece for string, also piece for body of double bass. That's why I was really impressed by it.
Yeah, and Jahangir and I, we had several, or maybe 2 or 3 different Zoom rehearsals.
Yeah.
He'd sent me the score, and then we had a rehearsal where we fleshed this out. But in another sense, the collaboration goes back, what, 15, 20 years ago? So it's been a long time in the process of actually putting this piece together. I did a lecture at the Tashkent, or the State Conservatory in Tashkent, a few months ago that Jahangir invited me to. And one of the questions from one of the people one of the participants was if I had any repertoire from Central Asian composers. And sadly I said no, because that was true. But now that's not true. I have Jahangir's piece.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, now you're ready to go back.
Absolutely, anytime, in a minute.
Jakhongir, tell us a little bit about the Omnibus Ensemble and your music in Tashkent right now.
Music in Tashkent, music situation in Tashkent is getting better and better. Now everything is getting better in the country. Concert halls have recently opened. Orchestra have started to giving concert, and we hope to the best. And about Omnibus Ensemble, we have a lot of projects, also online projects. We have a lot of projects with young composers, with young performers, and especially very big event for us in this year is that Donaueschingen Festival. Donaueschingen Festival invited to us to celebrate its anniversary. In October of this year, the festival turns 100 years old, and now we are preparing new concert program with fantastic young composers from different country, and it's our plan for this year.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Michael, you're muted.
Thank you.
I saw your lips move, and I was very curious what you were saying.
You have to learn how to read lips. It's please say hello to all our friends in the Omnibus Ensemble and in Tashkent. And I want to remind everyone that Robert, you've been really busy online since the pandemic has started, right? And we should remind people about your First Friday concerts.
Yeah, the pandemic, you know, it was
Actually,
a big
Robert, Robert, come a little closer to the mic, just a
okay.
hair.
The pandemic was really a big shift for all of us because all of a sudden every concert, all the concert activity just stopped almost instantly, and so you know we were all left. All musicians were left wondering, what am I going to do? And then when Bang on a Can started the marathons, that planted the seed. I went, oh, you know, I've been playing solo double bass concerts for decades. Maybe I could do a series of those. So that got me started with the First Friday. So between the marathons and doing these concerts every first Friday of the month, I'm as busy as I've ever been. So it's been a real kind of a reorientation, but I've kind of flipped the switch, so to speak.
Fantastic. And maybe I should also add that I think we mentioned earlier in our chat with John Schaefer that we had a relationship to musicians in Uzbekistan, in Kyrgyzstan, various countries in the region. It was such an important relationship because as you, Jahangir, came to us and performers, instrumentalists came to us, we learned so much about that world of music, about these amazing instruments that I personally hadn't been familiar with before. And so the interfacing of those traditional instruments, those traditional Uzbeki instruments with the Western instruments really made a kind of magic for all of us. So both your music as well as the performers, we're so, I guess, so just so grateful to have had that. And we hope to bring it back again. I mean, we haven't had it in a few years, but we really do hope to be able to again, we'll call you just to fuse this, you know, infuse our Summer Institute again with the amazing music from the region.